so that the name of God and our doctrine, our teachings, will not be slandered. Meaning, the way in which you respond to someone who is over you, especially in this context, who owns you, and you honor them, you're obligated to honor them. Rather than you sitting and asserting for your own freedom, when you honor them in your conduct and your speech and your behavior, you do what you're asked to do, you do with it with a joyful attitude, it reflects greatly, especially too, if you carry the title as Christian. And it doesn't take a genius to go into the Bible to say, well, hey, you as a Christian are told to submit to your authorities and your elders and your rulers, but you're clearly not following that. That's what Paul has in mind here is in our doctrine, our teachings, what you have been taught, our didache, what you have been brought up in, what you have been discipled in. Follow that, obey that, use that, and honor the person over you. And what this is saying is that the slave in this context is not to focus to try and gain physical independence and freedom, but rather it emphasizes the need for them to maintain their spiritual freedom. We cannot always look at this in the physicality. Christians must voluntarily submit to their situation and their master and behave in a specific manner for a specific reason. And Paul gives us that in verse 1. They respect the authority of their master in both word, deed, and attitude because it reflects the true character of a Christian and our Savior whom we reflect. The focus but so many people, especially in the West, is that freedom is a supreme virtue. Freedom is the highest of all virtues that we must pursue. Rather, what we must reinvent this to mean is that freedom of the spirit and mind from sin to live for Christ, that is the supreme virtue. To have a spirit and mind that is freed from sin and that is living for Christ, that is a higher virtue than just physical freedom.